Hi everyone, my name is Henri, and my topic is teacher perceptions of leadership within their schools. This presentation is a representation of my capstone research proposal. Leadership within a school building can change how people interact, the way teachers feel, and may encourage educators there to go the extra mile. This topic is so important to me because I have experienced many versions of leadership and hope to find the themes existing of teacher perceptions at Title I middle schools. I hope you enjoy this presentation. The research questions I will be focusing on are 1. What are teacher perceptions of administrative support in their schools? 2. According to teachers, how does the current level of administrative support influence their instructional effectiveness in the classroom? And 3, according to teachers, how does this level of administrative support influence their job satisfaction and/or morale? These 3 questions came about through the impact of the literature review and the necessity of wanting to know more about the perspective teachers can have on leadership. Later, I'll discuss the themes found throughout the literature that are apparent through these research questions. The literature references research on a USA nationally represented sample, 31 elementary schools in Maryland, and 13 schools in Louisiana, a Korean study, a Pan-Canadian study, research in Istanbul, in Iran, and in Botswana, using 8 different studies for the literature review. I was able to find these themes throughout the literature: stress, efficacy, support, and burnout. The table over to the right shows the leadership qualities that I found prevalent throughout the literature, and this was the base of where I started the synthesis of the literature. I was able to make connections throughout the different publications and represent specific characteristics that are important to teachers to feel appreciated and supported, less stressed, and be able to be effective in their job duties. I started this journey thinking I would have a quantitative methodology using these characteristics. But as I continued to develop my research design, I noticed how limiting the quantitative approach was becoming and changed it to qualitative. With open-ended questions in the interview, participants are able to guide the discussion instead of only being steered with the characteristics listed in the table. Moving forward, when I am able to enact this research, I will be able to take the responses of participants and make connections to past research. Focusing on the methods, a qualitative methodology will be used with an ethnographic case study design. My priority as the case study writer is to describe the happenings of the group of Title I secondary teachers, while the ethnographic side, I will search for shared patterns that develop through learning their perceptions of administrative support at their designated schools. The sample size will be at least 10 participants with a cap at 15 certified teachers, which is 25% of the population. In order to represent novice, mid-career, and veteran teachers, there will be a selection of at least 1 participant from each category, based on the pool of teachers who volunteer. Surveys will be used to identify the level at which the teacher may be at, novice to veteran, the number of schools taught, the number of principals they have experienced, and strengths and weaknesses they may have in the classroom. Surveys will be done online. Interviews will aid in understanding struggles and strengths teachers have had, if any, with respect to the leadership at participating schools. The interview questions will include a total of 10 open-ended questions that will guide the understanding of teacher perceptions at their school. The goal will be to find common themes present through the participant responses. With the interviews and surveys, the analyzation of teacher perceptions of administrative support may be achieved. Being prepared, organized, dealing with discipline, having effective communication skills, and self-efficacy all contribute to individual teachers' effectiveness, as discussed throughout the literature. Based on individual participant responses to interviews and surveys, the insight of their effectiveness and their perception of administrative support will be analyzed. The focus of this research will be on novice, beginning, mid-career, and veteran teachers at the middle school level. I will be using in vivo to store, organize, and analyze the data presented. In vivo provides numerous opportunities to establish the themes consistent through the findings of qualitative research. Nodes will be created that will code the big ideas that come from participant interview responses. Classification of attributes will be used to find trends within the data based on gender, years taught, age, the highest degree level obtained, grade levels taught, and more if necessary. There are many queries that will be used, such as a word frequency query, that can find the top 50 used words, which can also identify the words that were consistently grouped together. Also, text searches can be achieved. In addition, the query will also reference the participants who used those words, giving me the opportunity to cross-examine individual participants simultaneously. Within the text search, a word tree will be created that shows how participants use the words in context. In vivo offers many ways I can analyze data. These are just a few ways I will definitely use in the future. Importance of leadership qualities is a huge takeaway from doing this proposal. Being that one day I hope to go into administration, I did not take any of the literature I've read lightly. I wanted to identify if the leadership I have experienced embodied these ideas that were presented and how I could continue to develop myself to grow and learn to be a well-rounded leader. I would enjoy following through with this research in the future and turning it into an action research at the school in which it is carried out. I believe that if there is a place for improvement, discourse, and constructive criticism for growth, that we should be open for that to happen. In summary, I hope to use this research to learn more about teacher perceptions of leadership and look for ways to improve those perceptions if needed. I have attached a link of the research proposal if you would like to take a closer look at the pieces described throughout. Thank you for your time and listening to my presentation.